Hello and welcome to Banbury Academy BBC School Report Day.
With me, Chloe and Isha, the stories we are covering today are
Responsibility and leadership at Banbury Academy, the missing plane in Malaysia, change in tutoring houses and systems, the World Cup, our space school, UK leading the EU,
and many more stories to come. Keep watching.
And welcome to the story of the missing Malaysian airliner MH370. Today we'll be presenting our findings on this mystery and asking for your opinions on the matter. I will be interviewing Matthew, a somewhat expert on planes. For those of you who do not know, the story that we know so far from Malaysian Airline is that on the 9th of March 2014, a Malaysian airline aircraft went off the radar. Since that day, many search patrols have covered different parts of the Indian Ocean, trying to look for signs of debris or any clues to what has happened. Many protests have taken place in this time, especially in China, where most of the passengers were from, especially from the devastated Chinese relatives of victims. We are now going to interview a student that knows a lot about planes, being an air cadet himself, Matthew. So, Matthew, what is your opinion on the events of the missing Malaysian 777 Boeing?
I find it shocking to think that a modern day plane can go missing with such good technology.
Okay, so would it change your opinion to know that the captain had relationship problems before this flight? His co-pilot also stated that he was in no state to fly anywhere.
No, that wouldn't bother me at all, because if you're a pilot, you're professional and you know your job, you know what you have to do, so you do it professionally.
Overall, given all of these facts, what do you think may have happened to this aircraft?
I'd say wireless systems and transponders were disconnected purposely, so you couldn't see where they were heading on radar, so when they did eventually crash, you wouldn't have known where they were.
Okay, thank you for your time, Matthew. You have been a great help. Back to the studio.
Hello and good evening to BBC News at 10. On tonight's show we look at the benefits and disadvantages of the UK leaving the EU. UKIP leader Nigel Farage believes that Great Britain would be better off ruling their own country if they left the European Union. Whereas Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg believes that Great Britain should stick with the EU as we have done for the past 37 years. For more on this story we'll cross over to our independent reporter Luke Crosby.
I'm currently standing here with sociology teacher Chris Deacon. So Chris, what do you think the UK should do about leaving the European Union?
We should leave the European Union.
How do you think leaving the European Union would benefit / hinder the UK?
Well, I think it would hinder the UK in a number of ways. One, it would lead to a degree of isolationism and competition between what is supposed to be a collective of countries that work together towards a good end. I mean, we basically have, take America's a federation of different states that are tied together, the United States of America. That gives it a lot of power and a lot of clout. You can move its workforce around to fill jobs. You can it seriously gives them a great deal of strength. And that's what we've got from the European Union. We've got a multitude of countries that are all connected together. We can move between the different countries. We can go and work abroad if we want to. If there's no work in our home country, move elsewhere. And the European Union brings in certain social rights as well. So, for example, if I fall ill in another European country as part of the Union, well, I'm protected and I can get benefits from abroad as well. So actually, there's a lot to gain from that.
With head of Neil Armstrong House, Mr. Stowe. So, sir, what do you think about the UK should do about leaving the EU?
It's a really interesting one, because there's certainly lots of negatives for leaving the EU. We'd lose a considerable amount of investment from overseas. We'd lose a considerable amount of benefits from the European Union. One of the other issues I think it would cause would be that it would very much restrict people from this country's ability to go and work abroad, because if we're not in the EU, that could have a restriction in terms of where we're allowed to go and work. So although I'm guessing the politicians see some benefits. There are at least an equal amount of negatives as well.
Thank you, and back to the studio.
Here at Banbury Academy in sixth form, we have a range of students throughout taking part in leadership and responsibility.
For leadership, we have lead learners, which help teachers plan lessons.
Under responsibility, we have aspirations leaders in which help plan ideas and help people engage and work well in school. Here's when we interview Miss Webster, a teacher who uses lead learners, and Miss Yanis, who with Miss Webster are in charge of the aspirations team this year. Here are Miss Yanis and Miss Webster, head of aspirations team this year.
What are your plans with the aspiration team this year?
So we've got 3 things that the aspirations team are leading on. Isha is part of our team, works with myself and Miss Webster. The first thing is they're working on respect. So they've got respect points which are going to go onto the school system. Students can earn those and contribute towards the house system. The second thing, we've got lead learners, which is a big part of what we're doing to drive the school forward. And then we have got looking at engagement and improving the quality of lessons. So we've got teachers being trained by students through 10 meals in the morning, workshops after school, workshops at lunchtime. It's all very exciting.
How are lead learners impacting how students learn?
We're giving the students more power, so we're letting them have more control of their lessons. They have a say in what they're enjoying and what they need to work on. And in some classes they're actually teaching lessons, and a lot of people believe that if you can teach something, you understand it more. It makes the lessons more engaging as well.
Why do you love working at Banbury Academy?
Both of you.
I've worked here for 9 years, so I've been here a very long time, and I love my job here because I love working with the students here. I love the fact that we've come such a long way. The girls are in year 7, so you've already seen how things have changed. What we're doing with the aspirations is very exciting. I like the challenge of working with different groups of students, and it's just a great place to work. It's hard work, I'm sure you agree with that, but it's fun at the same time, and I get a great amount of pleasure out of seeing the students enjoying their lessons.
Miss Webster?
I love teaching students. I think the difference, I've only been here 3 years, and the difference in students and how much they enjoy their lessons and how they are in the school makes it a worthwhile job. I love teaching maths. I think it's teach it in a way that I think people enjoy it more, and it's nice having people not hate maths in school. So that can the bonus.
You've been given £1,000 this year to help, from our head teacher obviously, to help the aspirations team. How will you be using this?
It's not our choice, is it?
Yeah, we think that you guys need to decide, because we know it'll be for you. In the past we've thought about scholarships for students, but it needs to be decided by you, so I think we need to announce that.
I think the respect team are using some for prizes from the upwards. That's going to be good. They're going to be prizes for the top every term, which we like as well.
Okay, thank you to our guests today. Thank you.
Yeah, that's.
So do you want me to talk to camera or talk to yourself?
I don't mind. Probably talk to ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what can you tell us then? What is a space studio?
Right, Space Studio is a new type of school. It's what's called a studio school. So we're small, we only have a maximum of 300 students. It's only for years 10, 11, 12 and 13, 75 in each year group. We're also special because we have our own curriculum. We still do normal exams like every other school, so we'll still do GCSEs and A-levels. But our curriculum in the Space Studio is based around the sciences, science, technology, engineering and maths. And the idea is students who come here will actually then go on to work in those industries, and actually, or maybe as apprenticeships or onto university. And the final thing that makes us different is the way we teach. Where it's not just about going into a classroom and being taught, individually. It's about project-based learning, so it's working together in small groups to create artifacts, they're called, but also learn the curriculum at the same time. On the other side as well, our school day is a bit longer. We're here to reflect 8:30 to 5 o'clock, so 8:30 to 5 o'clock is school day. But my promise is that at 5 o'clock when you leave, there is no homework. Everything is done within the school, so that way you can go off and you can go to the cadets and football and dance and drama and what have you.
Okay.
That's good to know. So, what opportunities would there be for the students who come here?
A couple of key opportunities is firstly, every month we'll have a guest visitor come in and talk about what they're doing in the industry. So it might be an engineer, it might be an astronaut, it might be someone from the local university, it might be an apprentice in a local company. The idea is that each month you get to experience what the world of work's like through what people come to talk to us. There's also work placements. For sixth form, there's one full day work placement a week for year 10. In the first term, we're getting industries to come to us, but hopefully from the spring and summer terms, you'll actually have a placement out on a regular basis. In addition to that, we have the opportunity to travel abroad, and last night we did a parents' evening and we went live to the Space Foundation in Colorado Springs, and we're working with them over some joint science projects. So the idea is we're an international school.
It's great to know then. Why would students want to come here?
If a student is interested in doing science and maths and they see potentially a career in those avenues, whether it's going on to work in the space industry or whether it's going to work in Formula One or whether it's going to be a manager or even an entrepreneur, what our curriculum offers is high quality teaching and opportunities in those areas. If a student is looking at pursuing a career in drama or music, it's probably not the right choice for them.
Who came up for the idea of having a space studio?
The idea of a space studio is myself and the chief executive of the Aspirations Trust. My previous job for 14 years, I founded and ran the Canton Space Centre, my last college, where I was an AST and taught physics there. And I ran the Space Centre across the counties, the southern counties, and we also ended up working with international colleagues as well. And I just saw the opportunity for a space studio school to take it up to another level, to try and actually enhance the STEM education of a greater number of students.
And our final question is, why did you choose this job?
It's my hobby, basically. I love science space. I've been fortunate to travel to the States, to the American space industry every year. I present out in Johnson Space Centre, but so it's a chance really to share the passion. And the country needs more engineers, it needs more scientists, it needs more technicians, it needs more mathematicians, and why not work in something that you love?
Very true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
How did you decide that space school would be right for you?
Well, I'm very interested in science and maths, so I like teachers. I like space, so it's good for me.
What are your expectations at space school? What do you expect to get?
Well, much more knowledge, probably hopefully much more career pathway as we get older.
Now at space school, the days are going to be much more longer than usual. Are you happy with that?
Well, if I enjoy it, I'll be very happy. Because if I go home at 3, I might want to know some more. And I like it because you go home with no homework, so it's pretty good.
Clip-on ties, you're either with it or you're against it. Some students say it's a really cheap way just to have a tie. But on the other hand, a clip-on tie makes you look neat and presentable. We've asked a couple of students of this school and a couple of teachers of this school to ask their general opinion. Opinion on clip-on ties.
Well, I think that ties that we have now are fine. I mean, I understand that the clip-on ties is trying to avoid people having like really huge or really long ties or really short ones, so that we actually follow the uniform policy. But to us, I think it seems like a waste of money just forking out money just to get new clip-on ties and really just keep these ones. Just tell the students to do it properly. Considering that the uniforms constantly changing, I think it's a very stupid idea just to change something so small as the ties. So people should be able to do their ties how they want, not with like them being ridiculously fat, but they should be able to like have their ties how they want, and if they don't do it right next to them, it's their own fault and they get detention. Yeah, I mean, it does make sense, I think, to have clip-on ties. I mean, it does mean that everyone's a lot smarter, but really, you don't need clip-on ties to look smart. Because at school you don't all want to look the same, we want to stand out, so we do their ties differently. I mean, stand out. We are capable of applying our own ties, so yeah.
Thank you very much.
Owen, what is your opinion on clip-on ties?
Well, they're really easy to put on, they're really comfortable, they're suitable for almost every age. That's all.
What's your opinion on clip-on ties?
Clip-on ties, I think personally for the kids are a lot more beneficial, easier to put on, then the members of staff don't have to tell them off about how many stripes they have, they can't be peanutted, so I think generally for the students is a much better, easier solution.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What is your opinion on clip-on ties?
I think clip-on ties are a really good idea. I know they're not necessarily the most popular with students, but first of all, they're much quicker to put on in the morning, but most importantly, they do look much, much smarter. If you're going to wear a tie, you have to wear it properly, otherwise it just looks awful. So teachers an awful lot of time having to nag you also about having to wear them properly. And of course, when we're outside at Banbury Academy, we just need to look smart and represent our school very well in the community.
Potentially well. Mr. Stone, what's your opinion on clip-on ties?
It's something that's been certainly in the news and in my thoughts for a while now, and one of the reasons for that is looking at you pair at the moment. Your ties are actually really quite smart and actually done up to the top, the same as mine is. One of the issues that we have with some of our students is that ties can be worn in a variety of different ways. Now, a tie that's worn correctly looks really smart, and therefore reflects well on the student and reflects well on the school. The problem is that ties can be worn in a way that looks very, very scruffy. Therefore, I'd be a very, very big fan of clip-on ties, and there are probably 3 or 4 reasons for that. Reason number 1 is that it actually looks smart because the knot is a proper size knot, and the length of the tie is a proper uniform length. Health and safety is also an issue, that some students think it's really funny to pull another student's tie, for example. Whereas with a clip-on tie, that isn't possible. So you can't be in a position where somebody can be injured from having their tie pulled. And the other thing is actually public perception of our students. When they're walking home from school or when they're in school and we have visitors, if a student looks smart, they very often behave smart. And if they look smart and behave smart, they'll very often work smart. And it's that thing about if you feel good about yourself and if you feel smart, then you're likely to produce better results. And that's the same in school and also in a work environment. So as a general rule, I think I would be very much in favour of using the clip-on ties. And yes, I get why some people may not like it, but if you look in industry, the police force use clip-on ties, the fire service use clip-on ties, along with many other organisations, pretty much for the very reasons that I've just explained, and I think us as a school is no different. So yeah, I would be in favour.
Thank you, Mr. Stone.
Uzbekistan, I think.
Okay.
Alright, so Jill, who do you think will win the World Cup?
Well, personally, do you need to know why?
Yeah.
Well, I think Portugal, actually, because they've got a good team. It's not just about Ronaldo. They've got good defenders. They've got good pace in the wings. Obviously, they've got Almero in the strike, and we've got some good strikers. And that's about it, basically.
Liam? I think Brazil, because they've got a lot of good players, young players coming through the ranks, and strongest team.
Nice.
What do you think England's chances are?
Well, no, they've utter mud. They've got no chance at all because obviously we've got the Sturridge is in good form. I'll give him that. Sturridge is in good form, but the rest of the team is utter. They're not good.
Don't stand a chance. What do you think the starting 11 for England squad?
Well, that's hard. I'll put Joe Hart in goal. He's improved his form.
Walker, right back.
Yeah, nice. I'll have Gary Cahill. He's good.
Bakayoko.
Nice. Left. Do you know what Ashley Cole?
Ashley Cole, yeah.
Right midfield, we'll have Gerrard and Lampard. Nice. On the right, we'll have Andy Townsend. On the left, I'll have Walcott, and then striker, I'll have Sturridge. Is that 11 players?
Rooney.
Yeah, and Rooney just behind him, just in case Sturridge. Yeah, you know.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. May God bless you.
We hope you enjoy what we have in store for you today. Today we interviewed 3 young Year 7s talking about the Flappy Bird craze. Flappy Bird has officially taken the world by storm. Since Flappy Bird was released, apparently over 100,000 phones have been broken/smashed. People all over the world have been smashing and throwing phones, tablets and iPods, making the pile of broken phones bigger.
It's a great game, but it gets very addictive and
What's your high score with Flappy?
My high score is 47.
Very high. Do you enjoy playing it, or is it a bit that too much?
I enjoy playing it, but sometimes I get a bit frustrated with it and then I have to come off it.
Have you ever broken your phone or thrown it because of it?
I have broken my phone, I cracked the screen, a little bit at the edge, and the back flew off.
That is all. Thank you for your help. Here we have Callum interviewed by Lily about Flappy Bird.
Hello, Callum. How do you think the Flappy Bird has changed the world?
Everyone's always on the phone now, just tapping to see a bird go through some Mario pipes.
Is it addictive?
I don't think so. It's just a game.
Do you have Flappy Bird or have played it?
I've played it, but deleted it.
What was your high score?
53.
Thank you, that's all.
Okay, about Flappy Bird. So Haley, have you ever played Flappy Bird?
Yes, I have. Is it difficult?
Yes, very difficult.
What's your high score?
11.
Do you think you could do better, or do you think it's just really frustrating?
I think it's very frustrating.
Have you ever broken your phone? Any other device that you played with?
No.
Do you know anyone that has?
No.
Okay, thank you. That's it. Thank you for watching! I hope you enjoyed our fun facts about Flappy Bird! Remember, just keep smiling!
Do you like the current house system?
I do like it. I think it's nice that students have
that sense of belonging, that they belong to a wider community than just their year group or just their group of friends or just their particular class in a subject. It's nice to generate a little bit of competition during lessons. I like it.
What do you think about the current house systems?
It's all going good, all good.
And is there anything else you could change to make the house systems better in your minds?
There's like, I think we should have the group for the end as well, because that's at the end of like period 5. There should be another like group discussion at the end.